Well, joining us via Skype is Rob Orlando, an author, filmmaker, and public speaker. Rob joins us today to discuss his film, The Divine Plan, which will premiere on Catholic TV next week. Rob, thanks for being with us. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me.
All the way from New Jersey. All the way from New Jersey. Well, you made many films with a focus on religious and political history. What led you to explore the relationship between Pope St. John Paul II and President Ronald Reagan?
Well, originally I read the book by Paul Kengor, The Pope and a President, which intrigued me because I had always been a filmmaker and just overall a reader in Cold War themes. But he put it all together, kind of showed the arc of the rise and fall of communism from 1917 to 1989. But one thing that stood out to me as a filmmaker first entering the subject matter was that Ronald Reagan and John Paul II were both originally actors that transferred into other careers. So that caught my attention, and I was off and running from there.
Yeah, that's very true. I never thought of that. They do have that in common, and I'm sure so much more. Rob, was there anything, when you were making The Divine Plan, was there anything that surprised you or shocked you?
Yeah, I mean, at times it seemed like it became a bit of a joke because originally Ronald Reagan and some of his cabinet were calling everything that they had in this mission the DP. The DP became a code word. So Paul and I, when we were working on our book and then the film, kept seeing things happen in a way that seemed more than coincidental. So we kept saying the DP, there must be something behind this. So a lot of things fell into place in a way where after a while I felt like I was just part of a mission and playing my role.
I was actually a fan.
One example.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The National Security Advisor, Ronald Reagan's National Security, Dick Allen, who I forgot where he was, but he had just given Paul a call, and he had like 1 day left, and I was coming back from traveling, and I had 1 day left, and turned out that the one place he was at where I could film him was down the block from where I was staying, and last minute I was able to get the National Security Advisor, and if I wasn't there that 1 day, and he wasn't, I wouldn't have had him. And he was the last witness to Reagan. He actually was there the whole time and through the whole experience. That's just one experience. Yeah.
Now, I was a fan of Ronald Reagan's growing up as a young man in the 80s. Was their relationship, the Pope and the President, was it one of a professional relationship, or was there a friendship that was forged?
Well, initially, most of what John Paul II knew about Reagan came through Western media, and I mean European Western media. And he was suspicious of Reagan. He played into the same stereotype of a lot of European journalists, which was that he was a warmonger and looking to start a war because he was a Cold War guy and whatever. But when they met for the first, well, you have to realize they both were almost assassinated within 6 weeks of one another, and then met the next year at the Vatican. And that was when they had this feeling out process, and once, as John Paul II, said, once he understood Reagan was a man of peace, he could do business with him. But at that meeting is when they confided in each other that they thought they were both spared for a higher purpose, and that was to bring down the Soviet Union. And from that point over, they joined forces, so to speak.
Now, it's my understanding, Rob, that the film is streaming on a number of platforms and also in theaters for one night in November, of course, here on Catholic TV. What can viewers expect? What do you hope they'll learn?
November, I believe it was November, I got it here somewhere, November 6th, and actually did very well. We packed in a bunch of theaters, and but now it's out on Amazon Prime, YouTube, Vimeo.com. You can go to the distributor Vision Video. So we've got a whole bunch of platforms. If you just do a search for the Divine Plan movie, you'll find a number of places to go.
I want to throw this out there, Rob, because I'm not sure I even know what I'm talking about. Charles is our historian here at Catholic TV. But wasn't there a picture of a satellite that Reagan sent to Russia that showed a shot of the Pope while he was, just to show the power that they had of being able to focus on people?
So there's even more. I'm not trying to top what you said. I understand where you're going. There's more insight to that moment because I believe it was Dick Allen who brought him the satellite image of him in the middle. But why that was such an important moment was, if you remember Lady Fatima's 3 predictions, right? The 3 would be, one was that the Bolshevik Revolution would begin, that 20th century would be dominated by atheism, and that the man dressed in white would be shot. And the third secret was not revealed until the assassination attempt. But thank God, John Paul II recovered. But when Dick Allen brought him that picture of the white, the sukketa, right, that he was wearing on top from the satellite image, it all connected for him that he was the white bishop that was to be shot in the third. And that's when he asked that the third secret be revealed, which led to a whole other revelation, because he later came to say that even in prophecy, it could be a warning, but because we have free will, we could make other choices, and ultimately was spared. So it was a profound moment for him.
Rob, I got to ask you this. Is that your studio or home behind you, or are you in front of a green screen? Because it's really cool.
A combination, by the way. It's a combination.
Okay.
It looks great.
It's part studio, part background.
Okay.
Well, Rob, we're thrilled you were with us.
Effects.
Nice.
Where can people learn more about the divine plan and the work of Nexus?
I would start at the divineplanmovie.com. And then for my work overall, and I've done now this, I'm working on my third, just want to get this out, but my third film on the Cold War now, which is on Karl Marx. I'm really going for the man on this one. But I did one with Silence, called Silence Patent, on the beginning of the Cold War, one on Reagan and John Paul II, which was the ending of what we hope the ending of the Cold War. And now I'm moving on to Marx. But my director's work is on www.robomantics, and I'll spell that .com. It's ROBOMANTIX.com.
Rob, thanks so much for being with us. It's been great. Have a good day.
You too, guys. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.